This is an educational example based on my personal approach. Results vary widely, and nothing here guarantees profit or future performance.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Trading with Ashley show. Well, I'm sure the title is very confusing if you just saw the title because I talk about the wheel strategy. I talk about selling covered calls to generate income. Why would I be telling you not to sell covered calls until you watch this? Because I work with thousands of traders every week. And one of the main frustrations that I see, especially in a bull market, is they have their shares called away or they're about to have their shares called away and they're not ready to let those stocks go. So I have several solutions that I work with members on, but I'm going to tell you one of them right now. Actually, I'm going to tell you two of them that will help you. The first thing I want you to consider is this a stock that you plan to hold long term? If it is, you may want to consider putting that stock in a completely separate portfolio. Within the community, everybody knows I call that my spouse portfolio. That's the portfolio I will hold on to through thick and thin. I don't worry so much about selling covered calls on my spouse portfolio because I'm just going to let that run over time. But in my trading account, that's my high school boyfriend account, I will rinse and repeat with the same money over and over again to actually create that income. So separating your stocks into a buy and hold, I call that my spouse portfolio, or into your trading account, I call that my high school boyfriend portfolio. That's how I determine whether or not I'm ready to let them go or if I'll just let them run. So that's the first thing. The second thing is if you're going to sell covered calls, even in your high school boyfriend portfolio, then you want to consider making sure you are at least getting a fair exit. How do you know you're getting a fair exit? Well, I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you in the computer. And I want to make sure that you're realizing that if that RSI is at 70 or above, before you sell the covered call, the call away is considered a fair price. Now, you may see it continue to run after the call away, but when you sell a covered call and it's called away when the RSI is 70 or above, it gives you an opportunity over time to rebuy those shares lower than the call away. That is something that happens the vast majority of the time with quality companies. It's the ebb and flow of the market. In fact, I'm going to give you a perfect example of how I did this. So you will see here in a minute that I sold covered calls on my Palantir position. I did that when that RSI was over 70. I selected a strike price that was a little bit higher. My shares were just called away at the 170 mark. Well, how do I deal with a situation like that? No problem. I will try to get my shares back at 170 or below. How do you get your shares back? Well, there's several different ways you can consider doing that. One, you can actually just buy your shares. You can set a limit order to buy your shares at 170 or lower when Palantir gets back to 170. Or you can just start selling puts at the 170 mark. Now, this doesn't work well if the RSI was at 50 and you had your shares called away. This only works best when that RSI gives a call away at 70. Then you can usually regain your shares with a lot of premium if you go back to the call away price. So that's one way to handle it. Another way to handle it is what I call the one roll rule. Now, again, this also works best if you sell a covered call when that RSI is 70 or above. But what I will do is I will roll the position out, maybe one roll. I usually do have to go out a couple of weeks or maybe a month if I'm rolling, if it's blown past my strike price. But if that happens and I have the cash to the side, no problem. I will rebuy my shares now before the new call away price. That way, I don't fret about the pending call away because I don't want too much of one position in my portfolio anyway. So I go ahead and I allow the call away on that rolled position, but I still have those shares lower than the call away that I just rebought. Now, you must have the capital to do that. Now, what happens if everything pulls back? Then you may end up with more than you wanted with the amount of shares that you have in your portfolio. So that must be considered if you're going to do the one roll strategy. There's so many different ways to handle if you sell covered calls, but the setup is what helps the most. So in this video, I'm going to thoroughly take you through the setup, and then I'm going to briefly hopefully show you those other two dynamics that I shared with you to help you keep from missing out on continued gains if you're selling covered calls. Why am I doing so much content on covered calls right now? It's because this week I am starting the paycheck challenge within my community. So those members that are in my community, I am going to be hand holding their hands and showing them exactly what I am doing to generate weekly income on the stocks I already own. Now, I will be giving them a lot of instructions so that they can do this independently. Anyone that is under my mentorship, I want them to be able to do this for themselves. Now, for those of you that want to be a part of my paycheck challenge, I am leaving the QR code right here on the screen. You can scan that and it will tell you next steps. If you can't scan the QR code, there is a link in the description. Now, those members that join and that participate in my paycheck challenge, they will get 6 weeks of instruction, 6 weeks of support to make sure they know exactly how to do this. There will be no trader left behind with my paycheck challenge. Okay, let's jump into the computer so I can show you some of the nuances I'm sharing with you and so that you can see it real time. I think this is going to really help you. It's going to help you feel more put together when you're selling covered calls, and it's going to build your confidence. Trading is all about confidence. There's a lot of emotions in it, and I want to do my part to help you become a more confident trader.
I wanted to share with you an example of how I used the call away to re-enter potentially my position based on selling puts after the call away at the same price. So you can see right here within the community, I sold 5 contracts for the 170 strike. I received $2 in premium, and it actually was a really good trade. And the reason it was such a great trade, the day ended on the 21st at Palantir at about 173. And so my call away was a fair price, and I was paid a couple of dollars for actually making that trade. Now I have all of that cash back in my account. And so if this was somebody's only Palantir position in their wheel strategy account and they wanted to regain the shares, let me show you the new trade I made to either gain premium or gain my shares back at the call away of 170. Now you can see down here, it's just a few weeks later that I am expecting to potentially get my shares back at the 170 mark. If I don't, at least I will receive significant premium. This was 5 contracts. Now you don't have to regain all of your shares if you want to do this. You can replace just some of them. But you can see right here that I will get either $1,550 to keep as my own. Once that premium comes on my account, it's mine. And I may potentially be able to pick up my shares again at the 170 mark that I had them called away last Friday. If you decide to trade this way, you don't have to actually put it at 170 where the call away was. You could go even lower. So if you're looking at this technically, you can see we're still high on the RSI. We're at 68. You may decide to wait until we pull back to around 65 or 60. And at that point, this is still above the 200-day moving average. So this would be an incredible entry, and you would have a $10 gap. The call away would have been at 170, and you can try to regain your shares right here at 160. That would be a great use of the wheel strategy. And if you decided to wait until this RSI was closer to around 60 to do so, it's not like you won't be using that money for anything. There's other trade setups with different tickers that you could actually do while you wait for Palantir to get back down to a level you're comfortable taking the trade at. Now I want to look at a different setup. Let's take a look at NVIDIA. A lot of you probably have NVIDIA inside your account, and you probably want to create premium from it. Well, let's look at this scenario. What if about a week ago you sold the 225 covered call on NVIDIA? NVIDIA is range bound, and it has been for quite some time, so that would not have been the most unreasonable thing to do. And if you did sell it, and now you see we're sitting right here at 225, and you still have a week to go, I'm going to show you potentially how you could roll this out at least one time, and then you could go ahead and rebuy your shares before the new call away. So you can see right here we're at 63. So there is room to run. So if I were to rebuy my shares right now, I could do that. That would be at the call away this Friday. Or what if I wanted to get just a little bit more price appreciation out of the stock? Let's see how this would work if I wanted to roll the trade. If you look right here on 8/21 and you had sold that 225, If you wanted to actually roll it, you would have to pay $3.80 at this point to buy it back. Now, more than likely, if you sold it a while back, maybe a week or so ago, you probably only got a couple of dollars for it. And now it's more expensive, so you'll have to buy it back for $3.80. So what your goal would be to push up higher than 225 out in time and find a strike that actually pays you more than 380. That's called rolling for a credit. So you'll get more money for the appreciation and you'll also get a small credit. Let's go on the hunt for the appropriate strike to roll this to. Looking back on our Bollinger Bands, you can see the top of the band is right here at 231. So you might consider something around 230 or even 235. Remember though, the goal is going to be for you to actually regain your shares below the new callaway price so that you can allow the callaway to happen without worrying about losing your exposure. So here's my original trade, the 225. Let's go out to the next expiration date to 8/28 and see what we can find. Okay, here's the 225. It's 780 if I were to roll it, which is good because I'll get a nice credit. But remember, I also want that stock appreciation. So what if you went right here at the 230 mark? You could get a nice credit because you're going to receive 550 for this trade and you just got out of the other trade for 380. So that's going to be the credit that you're receiving. If you executed this trade, your new callaway is going to be right here at around that 230 mark. If you were afraid of losing your exposure and you're okay with potentially having double the amount of shares than you originally had, then I would just use this time between now and the 28th to repurchase 100 shares below my new callaway of 230. That is a wonderful trade hack I use quite often to keep exposure to a stock I love and that I feel like there's significant appreciation to come.
Now that you know my entries and exit rules on covered calls and how to manage them, I hope you will share this video with someone that wants to create income. After all, I was able to quit my job in corporate America and retire young because I learned how to do this. Remember, if you're with me, Trading with Ashley, there is no trader left behind. Now, if you want to watch another video that I just did on a potential trade hack, if you want to sell covered calls before that RSI is 70, you can watch that right here.